Hey there everybody and happy Halloween! As always, I'm your host, Justin Archer, aka The Posture Guy, your #1 source on pain, posture, and performance. And today I thought it'd be fun to go over 5 happy side effects of posture alignment therapy. Because most people start the therapy process in pursuit of a pain-free and active life, right? They're coming trying to get rid of back, hip pain, arthritis, bursitis, things like that. But as I've worked with more and more people, it's interesting some of the, like I said, happy little side effects that they've stumbled upon as a result of improving their postural alignment, as well as getting into pain simultaneously. So in no particular order, we'll start with, and I actually made a list here so I didn't forget them. So first of all, we'll start with weight loss. And I've actually talked about this before, and I'll put a link down below this video. So if you want to read even more in depth about it, you can watch the video that goes along with it. But, a lot of people wouldn't equate improving your posture as a way of losing weight. And I'm not going to go out there and try to market that, improve your posture to lose weight. There's more efficient ways of going about it, things like diet and exercise and things like that. But when your posture is out of alignment and there's certain parts of your body that aren't working, it's like turning the light switch off on certain muscle groups. And the less muscle that you have engaged and working, the lower your metabolic rate is going to be, the rate of which you burn calories. So by realigning your posture and activating, like turning on the light switch to those muscles, now your body is going to be burning more calories. And regardless of if you're working out, regardless of your diet, that just means you're going to be burning more calories by sitting, standing, walking, doing whatever it is you do. So that's number 1. Number 2, like I said, if you want to learn more about that, you can read below. Number 2 is more energy. Now, obviously, it kind of piggybacks on the first one. If you have less weight to carry around, you're going to have more energy to carry your new, lighter self around throughout the day. But not just that. Imagine if you currently have a body with a lot of postural dysfunctions and compensation. Your body is, you're limping, you're rotating. Maybe if you're younger, you're twerking, but you're doing all these compensating movements, and it takes a lot of extra energy out of your body. So when you put your body back into proper alignment and you get it moving the way it was originally designed to function, then your body can run at a much more efficient level, and you start noticing, wow, I have a lot more energy, where at the end of the day, you used to be kind of tired and just very lethargic, and now you're more, upbeat, enthusiastic, and outgoing, and you want to go do stuff. Which kind of brings us to the third benefit, which is a better mood. Now, was it just, I think last week, the week before, I did a post on how our personality and our mood and our emotions and feelings correlate with our posture. Well, as your posture improves, so will your mood, your overall sense of being. And you can see, I always use the example of, at the end of a football team, you see the team who lost we have a guest star, ladies and gentlemen, Hazel. She's obviously being a dog for Halloween. Hazel, come here. We won't edit this out. This is natural. Come here. Say hi to America, all the posture guys and gals. All right, so Hazel's gonna hang out here for the rest of the video. Little new adopted puppy. Anyways, where was I? You can't make this stuff up. So no, you're gonna have a better mood when you have better posture. Like I said, simply because you're gonna be, like we already went over, you're gonna have the weight loss, you're going to have more energy, but you're just going to feel overall better. Think about, do this little exercise for me. Bye, Hazel. Slouch forward, if you would, kind of round your shoulders, kind of tuck your butt under, round your back, and notice how instantly you start to feel more self-conscious, more kind of self-aware, and you look at yourself in the mirror, it kind of looks at someone, or it seems like someone who's not quite sure themselves. Versus if you were to stand very upright with your chest out, presenting very proudly forward, you feel that way, right? So there's a direct correlation between how you look and how you feel, and vice versa. So make sure to check out that post down below, which I did the previous week, and I'll make sure to put a link down below the video, all right? And Building on top of that, most people find that they have a stronger immune system and better organ function as a result of realigning their posture. And this is when a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm really surprised by this. But I go, you shouldn't be, because think about it. We can see an external change in someone's posture from them slouching to them standing upright, from their knees and feet turn out to their knees and feet turning straight ahead, from their butt being tucked under to them having a neutral pelvic position. And so you think about, well, everything that's, all your viscera, all your organs, and in your rib cage, if those things are scrunched up, they're not going to be able to function as well as they should be. So for example, if you kind of really slouch forward and kind of almost implode on yourself and try to take a deep breath, or even a normal breath, and you'll notice that all your upper body weight is basically squishing down on your diaphragm and lungs, and it's much harder to get a full breath. Versus if you're more upright, it's a lot easier to breathe. Another perfect example of this, and this might be too much information, but I'll do it anyways, is I had a client once who she had a very strong posterior pelvic tilt, meaning butt tucked under, and she hadn't had a bowel movement in about a week. And as we went through the exercise routine, you can see after each exercise her pelvis kept shifting a little bit more back into what would be a neutral pelvic position. And she was down on the ground in this one position for a while. And this woman is in her early 80s. And you see she's there, I ask her, how you doing? She tells me she's very relaxed. Okay, great. I was talking to another therapist, and then she jumps up. I kid you not, I've never seen an 80-year-old do this type of gymnastics. She jumps up. She had a therapy band, not the elastic ones, but almost like a belt around her knee. She undoes that, like literally almost handsprings up, runs to the restroom. And obviously I'm like, okay, I know what had happened, but it surprised her. And she came back, she's like, I'm sorry, I had to take off. And I'm like, it's okay, I know. What had happened was her pelvis had gone from that posterior pelvic tilt to a more neutral pelvic position, which had now basically allowed her intestines to, well, basically get everything out. If you think about the pelvic position required in order to have a bowel movement on a toilet, or before toilets were invented, how to squat, she could never get there. So again, maybe too much information, but thinking like a kind of a trap door, the trap door was stuck shut. Once her pelvic position changed, it opened, and now she can finally have a bowel movement. And obviously you think about, well, if you don't have bowel movements regularly, there's going to be a lot of toxins seeping through your intestinal tract and going into your lymph system, and you're not getting the toxins out of your body that you really should. So that's going to impact your immune system. So improving your posture, realigning your posture is going to help, like I said, with improve your immune system by also making sure that all your internal organs are working properly or are in the right position. And last but certainly not least, this is one you might have thought would kind of go hand in hand with improving your posture, but is strength increases. Now, granted, some of the exercises I've suggested doing here on thepostureguy.com, you notice do take a certain amount of muscle strength, but it's not so much, it's not muscles like you would think about in the gym. We're not doing bicep curls or pull-ups and things like that. It's simply that power comes from position. Anybody who's played, any sport really knows that technique will always beat true power. I used to do a little bit of amateur bodybuilding, and I remember learning to play disc golf or frisbee golf for my stepdad, and remembering, wow, I could throw a lot further and more accurately at, say, about 150, 160 pounds than I did after I got into weight training and was, 185 pounds. I was certainly more muscular, but I had lost the technique, and as a result of that, I tried compensating with just pure muscle, and it just doesn't work. So same thing with, if you're trying to better your strength performance, whether it's in the gym or on the field or wherever you play, the better aligned body you bring to whatever activity you're trying to do, the stronger and more efficient athlete you're going to be. One story that comes to mind was a younger client who he had been on a football team, or he was on a football team, and he was looking to improve his lifts in the gym, so also he can be bigger and be stronger on the field. And he had some back and hip pain, and I suggested that he take some time off. Of course, being young, he was like, "No, I'm not going to do it." I said, "All right, I'll meet you halfway. How about you take all your weight down by 50% just for the next, month, while we try to get your body back into proper alignment." And he said, "Okay, I can do that." Well, at the end of each month, at the school, they had max day, which is some of the more Olympic-style lifts, deadlifts, snatch, clean snatch, all kinds of lifts like that. And understand, this whole month he'd been training only half of his max weight, and then been doing posture alignment therapy to improve his posture. So when max day came up at the end of the month, his coach, knowing what we had been working on, said, "I'm going to assume that you're taking today off." And he said, "Nah, I just kind of want to, as a benchmark, see where I am." And again, remember, he hadn't been training full bore for a month. He took all of his weight down by half. Well, it turns out that that day he increased all of his weights, all personal bests, by a minimum of 30%. And he was blown away, and he was like, "I didn't even train for this," or the way that he thought training. But I said, "Well, no, you actually were, because look at pictures of you a month ago and look at him today. Before, his hips were bailed out, his knees and feet were turned out, his upper body is rotated, one shoulder higher than the other." I said, "You were trying to lift those weights with a body that was just out of alignment. So you didn't have, the proper angles and everything from which to push and pull from. Now, look at your body now." We took some pictures. Wow. And it wasn't perfect, but it was a significant improvement, like night and day difference. I said, "That's why you're stronger." It's like driving a car. It could be the best performance car or the worst performance car. Obviously, you want the wheels all pointing in the same direction to drive in a straight line, not the wheels pointing in different directions. So by realigning his posture, and you can do the same, is you can improve your strength and, like I said, efficiency as an athlete. So those are just 5 happy side effects to posture alignment therapy and the whole therapy process. But there's more, and I'm sure we'll touch on them later. If you can think of any to share with the class, so to speak, then please leave them in the comment section below. Anyways, I want to thank you for joining me. If you're watching this on Thursday, then again, happy Halloween. If you're watching this on Friday or any other day, then happy, post-happy Halloween. Hope you got a lot of good stuff in the candy bag. All right? Anyways, thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you inside the next video. Until then, take care and keep moving.